So I did a little video earlier. Oh, that's not a square. About the squares that we have from our blankets that we make for the twins. And I was talking about my idea of making a patch quilt of all the different squares that would basically represent all the blankets we've sent out so far. And I mentioned that I wanted to make one for the conference, and then I stopped making the video and I realized I'm still sitting here sorting squares. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna put my live back on and let you guys keep me company. Isn't that nice of me? Let you keep me company while I sort through squares. So I have quite a few piles now. So here's one, and this is another one. And then I have this one. Like, they're all like, you know, because when you're making the blankets, they don't end up like exactly the same size, right? Like the squares, the corners aren't all exactly the same. It depends on how big you decide to make the ties. And not all squares are the same. In fact, no two squares are exactly alike. The puns! There's so many puns. Anyways, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna let you guys keep me company, and I'm just gonna ramble because I'm good at rambling. This project has meant so much to me. Paula just sent me a message, a coin. I think that's how you say her last name. Anyways, she just got her blanket. It was at the post office yesterday. She just got her blanket. So she said as soon as she opened her package, she could feel something, and she just couldn't explain it. Well, Paula, let me explain it to you. It's our love. It like, have you seen those cans that like have all this stuff like confetti and everything pushed into them, and then you open up the can and it like explodes? You know, I kind of feel like that's what happens when people open up their blankets, their packages with their blankets, if it's something that they really wanted, you know, especially if it's something they've been waiting for a while, and they open it up and it's like better than Christmas morning. I love that. Oh, I know whose blanket this is. Lisa, number 100. This is your blanket. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I don't know how well that's gonna go in the patch. This one is really soft, just by the way. But I don't think that's because it's so different from all the other materials. I don't think it's gonna work in the patch quilt. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You get your little baby square, and then you get your bigger square. And trying to divvy them up so that I can actually make a quilt out of all this craziness going on here. That's the goal. I think I know who this one is. Jennifer, pretty sure this one's yours. Oh my gosh. It's crazy because like we've made so many blankets. Like I think we're over our 80 blankets now. And so as I'm going through this pile of squares, I'm seeing faces of twins that have received this specific material. And like I can just see your little faces and your posts of, you know, all wrapped up in your blankets. And one of these squares just doesn't belong here. That's not true. They all belong here. So as I'm thinking about the project, like, I don't know, you know, are we winding down? We've got, since this last round of shipments, we received, I think Lisa told me 18 requests for more blankets, and I think I showed you all my pile. I have a pile of blankets to make, so we'll be able to fulfill all those, no problem. And that, in fact, I think I've got like another 40 to 60-ish. I haven't actually counted them. I probably should do that, but I don't know. It just hasn't seemed important to get a good count. I figure we'll just keep taking requests, and we'll just keep making blankets, and hopefully it will continue to bring healing to the twins. So the project has taken on a whole new, like, it's almost become more paramount than the journey of 1,000 healing hugs, which kind of seems weird to me because I wasn't expecting that. But I'm getting ready for my next tour. I'm going to be heading down to San Diego. Y'all need to, my Southern California and San Diego peeps need to get ready, because I'm coming for you. Laura, I've got, like I told you, Schaefer, I've got your blanket here, so we don't have to worry about the mail situation. I'll just bring it to you. So that'll be good. And I really appreciate you guys keeping me company while I sort through all these squares. All these corners. Corners are so significant. You know, when we look like at pyramids or whatever, they talk about cornerstones, and corners are powerful. They're strong. And so this is pretty exciting. Put this stuff together. So much going on. My mom goes in for surgery. I don't know if I told you all yet. My mom goes in for surgery on January 23rd. They decided that her stomach cancer is operable, which is like, woo, shock. Like, whoa, we did not expect that. Pretty much they told us that, well, we're on palliative care. Palliative care can last for a very long time. Or not. It just depends on her body and how she copes. And so... but the good news is there's an opportunity to remove the cancer that's in her stomach right now, and give her a little bit more time, which would be nice. So God willing, I'm going to need extra prayers. Okay. I'm just going to put it out there right now, prayer warriors. I'm going to need extra prayers for my mama on January 23rd. Because she's going in for surgery, and we just really want her to pull through that, and they're doing it then so that she's got plenty of time to recover to be able to come to my wedding, because I don't know if y'all are aware, but we live 3,000 miles away from each other. Not cool. Just by the way, I don't like that, but it is what it is. She moved back to Virginia, which is where we're from, 5 years ago now. And so anyways, we're making the best of it. That's what we do. Always make the best of it. So if you're just now joining me, these are the squares from the tie blankets that we make. And I'm in the process of sorting them by size, because I came up with this crazy idea, because I'm crazy. I said that on my other video. To make a patch quilt out of all these squares. So I literally have piles of squares. Ooh, that pile looks funny. It's like I'm not quite doing that right. Right? That's more right. So if you do them by size, then you can make a patch quilt out of them. So my goal is to take all these corners and make a patch quilt, or two, or three, it's depending. And then I want to donate it to the conference for you guys. They do an auction there to do fundraising for the Twinless Twin Support Group International. Can you imagine having a patch quilt that represents like a lot of twins tie blankets that have been given, and that like it's everybody's little blanket, piece of everybody's little blanket all together? I don't know. I just think that's a really neat idea. We'll see if I can pull it off. Thankfully, I've got a few months. I have a few months. So here's my bag full of that's my bag full of corners. And it's so exciting. Hey, look. See, this is the thing. I pick up material and it reminds me of my twins. And so, Stephanie, this one went to you. Stephanie Kessel. This one went to you. Yep. It did. And then, you know, there's a lot of blues out there. This could be anybody. appreciate you keeping me company. So what I'm realizing is that this project has become so much further reaching than I originally anticipated that it would be. And I feel the anxiousness of the twins who are waiting for their blanket. Okay, I want you to understand, I can feel you. I can feel you. I don't want you to think that we're ignoring you. So it's a big, huge project. There's like, I have a mountain. I'll show you. I have a mountain. I have a mountain of blankets that need to be made. And then this is my pile of squares. And then dealing with getting everything shipped to everybody. I don't know. It just morphed into this amazingness of goodness. And I know everybody's dealing with a lot of grief and hurt and, you know, trauma from this whole experience of being twinless. And so I realize that there's an anxiousness about receiving your blanket, and I want to be sensitive to that. You know, I don't. So I just want to assure you that we're getting through all of them as quickly as possible. I've got a whole group of volunteers that are helping me, and I promise, like, we're doing them in the order in which we receive the requests. And so as soon as as soon as we can get them done and shipped, then we're sending them. And I realize it's challenging when you're in that waiting mode, especially if you're super anxious and super excited. So I just want you guys to know that I feel you. I totally feel you, and I understand. And I appreciate everybody's patience and grace with us as we pull all this together and work with the volunteers. And I also want to let you know that I'm taking a stack of them down to San Diego. I've got a group of twins getting together in San Diego. I also hopefully will meet with some in Phoenix. I posted a little schedule on the Twinless Twin Support Group International. So if you go on there and just look up my name or Journey of 1,000 Healing Hugs, you search in the group for that, it will kind of give you an idea of what I have coming up in the next few weeks. And with that, we should be able to get through some blankets. I'm going to bring supplies for cutting and for I'm going to put some twins to work. And it'll help us get through some more of these requests. So I appreciate everybody's patience, and I really appreciate you keeping me company as I sort through my squares. These are corners from blankets that have already been made. And so I'm just, I'm sorting them because they all just were in this bag. It's just a big, huge pile, which is good, but they're all different sized. And so I'm trying to get, the smaller ones and then the bigger ones put in different piles. And then I can put them together, and each blanket will represent the twins that have received blankets. It's gonna be great. I'm super excited. So this one was Art's. Art and Letty received the same blanket. So that's pretty cool. I love it when twins have twinning blankets. Makes me feel good. Oh, look, it's a little baby one. I think it would be really hard to do something with that one, so we're gonna set that aside. Lisa? Yeah. Have more squares of yours. It's pretty cool. Not quite. I don't know. I don't know where I come up with these ideas. I tell you guys, I kind of sit in my quiet space and I just kind of let things come to me, and I was talking with another twin the other day about that, and we agreed that if you give yourself that quietness, you'd be amazed at how much your twin will communicate with you if you're open to listening for them. Like, and that some of those thoughts that come in your head, that one's shaped kind of weird, not exactly square. I'm going to set that one aside. Anyways, if you allow yourself that space to just kind of be in stillness, some of those thoughts that come to you, I believe it's your twin whispering to you. I need to move my little thing I'm sitting on here. I do, and so I think a lot of these ideas that come to me are from Tanya. I think she's like, hey, we should do this. This is a great idea. I do. I think that she guides me a lot. I also think that she gives me energy to press forward on stuff. When I'm feeling like I'm lagging a little bit, I'll sit in a quiet space for 10 or 15 minutes and just close my eyes and talk to her and be like, okay, I'm pretty tired. Can you help me out here or whatever? And I just be still for a little bit. I resurge and clear my head and gain clarity about things. So I encourage you to do that, especially when you're feeling super, super overwhelmed. Like, just take a few deep breaths and listen. So I think sometimes our minds go, and we, because we can't get that to quiet down a little bit, it ends up making it difficult for us to have clarity, because it's just like, rah! You get so overwhelmed. Ugh, happens to me all the time. And so I'm learning to not, to just get into that quiet space a little bit. And I'm finding it's crazy, because the more I'm in that quiet space, the better things seem to go. Like, if I'm just following how I'm being led, like the whole dress thing. I know I posted about the story and how I found my wedding gown, but I literally went looking on my lunch break. I was on my lunch break, and I didn't think I was gonna find the dress that day. I mean, I was just on my lunch break, I thought, well, I'll go take a peek and get a feel for what's out there. I'll book a fitting appointment, just kind of get things moving forward, because the wedding is coming up quick and I needed to get something. Anyways, long story short, I went into one store and I knew as soon as I walked in, I'm like, meh, it's not here. Just kind of walked through the racks and I'm like, nah, I didn't even really touch anything. And I'm like, I just didn't have a good feeling about it. And so, not that I had a bad feeling, I just knew that my dress wasn't there. And so I'm like, you know what? We need to go to David's Bridal. We need to go there. So we did. We loaded up, and me and my girlfriends and my daughter. And we went over there, and I kid you not, it was very first rack, right when you walk in the door. It wasn't a display. It was on the rack with a bunch of other dresses hanging. But I saw it, and I was like, I don't know, I was drawn to it. But then my one of my gals that was with me, after the store lady gave me her spiel, because they got to give you your spiel, the spiel. Once she was done doing that, one of the gals pulled that dress out, and I'm like, yep, that's it, that's the one. It's when things like that happen that I feel like my twin is like right there, bam, in your face, like right there, just making things happen. And it's in that stillness, that quietness, that stillness, being willing to listen to that. It helps so much. It does. I feel very confident about that. Man, these piles are getting big. I wonder how many. I've never actually made a patch quilt before. I think I made one. Once I made one. I made like a little baby blanket, but this one's not going to be a baby blanket. Pretty sure. I got to figure out how I'm going to put all these together. I mean, like, what order to put them together in. They all represent each of you. each of you that have received blankets. And there'll be more corners that will represent the ones that will receive blankets moving forward. So I really appreciate you guys keeping me company. I have little notes on here. Hi. Hello, somebody's keeping me company. Hi. I'm gonna drink some coffee. You want some coffee? It's like crazy early here. I don't even know what time it is. Probably 5:30. These piles, look. Look how big. This one. They're getting big. Oh, I'm so excited. This one's Sunday's blanket. Sunday, look, it's your blanket. Oh, gosh, I love that. That's the part that's been cool about going through these piles of squares, is it reminds me of all my twinnies. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, I'm sitting here live, just making piles of corners. No idea why. Well, why I'm even on right now, but I thought it would be fun to keep me company while I go through these squares. It's kind of fun. Some of them are like really weirdly shaped. I don't even know how that happened. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna turn the video off because it just seems kind of silly to have it continue to run when I'm not really doing anything exciting right now. I'm just sorting corners. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to make 2. So I still get to keep one for me and donate one to the cause, because I love you guys and I want you guys to feel my love, and I want TTSGI to be successful so they can continue to bring healing to new lost twins, and I want to help. I want to continue to help twins find their way into being twinful. There's a lot of us out there that are already there, and I just think as we pull together as a community, we can bring strength for those new lost twins for sure, bare minimum, but ultimately to our communities. We're a powerful group of people, and I think the better we get at pulling together and working together, the better we make this world. I think the Tie Blanket Project is a perfect example of that. Got a bunch of twins that just pulling together to help out. And those are the things that make the world a better place. Those are the things we can do to make the world a better place. And I'm just not one of those people to sit back and complain about our world and not do anything to try to make it better. So when you're in a space and you're frustrated with how things are going down around you, I encourage you to look within and ask yourself, what can I do? What can I do in my community? What can I do, you know, beyond just going to work and coming home and taking care of your house? What else can you do? I think this Tie Blanket Project is an awesome thing, but there's so many other things out there that people can do to help make the world a better place. So Get into your quiet space. Ask yourself some of those questions. You might be amazed at some of the answers that come to you. Like patch quilts. Yes, I actually believe a patch quilt is going to help make the world a better place. Why? Because every single corner represents a different twin that's gone through a similar journey. And just the idea of putting something like that together and unifying our consciousness, unifying our energy, our love, doesn't just represent the twins that are still here, but it represents all the twins that are in the higher realms, that are in heaven. And yeah, I think that's powerful. So figure it out. Find whatever it is that resonates with you and your soul in an area that you'd like to put some energy into improving this world, and go for it. Just go for it. You might be amazed at the impact you have on the world around you and the people that you care about. So go for it. I'm going to keep sorting corners. I love you guys. Have a great day.